Welcome everybody. I am Christine Connor, owner of Amelie Scott Designs, and I'm the creator of all of our products. Amelie Scott Designs is just a company name. We just got back from the original Sewing and Quilting Expo in Cleveland, Ohio, or Akron, Ohio. And before I put all our samples up, I thought I would give a recap of some of our highlights. We had so many people in our booth oohing and awing, and a few people were completely unaware that we had many different types of products, not just edge-to-edge quilting. So hey, while I'm showing you this stuff, if you see something that you would like to own, you can purchase it on our website. And I'll tell you what, I'll even give you a coupon code because I bought a couple shirts yesterday and I didn't have a coupon code and it just about killed me to hit that paid button. So if you want 15% off anything till May 15th, just type in the word recap 23. Capital R, lowercase, and then 23. So when we had everybody in the booth, my daughter, my husband, Mark, Geeky Guy, and Beth, we were all there, and it seemed to us that almost everybody went crazy over our table sets. The one behind me with the candy canes and the little dog and the holly leaf, that was almost like a magnet. It just like kind of sucked people into the booth and, or drew them into the booth, and they just kind of stood there and looked at it and oohed and awed over it. And then as they were checking out, we had the sunflower table set over by the register, and people were like oohing and awing over that. And of course, we also had Limoncello, our brand new book, which is also a table set over in that by the checkout area, and that was another one that people were just really going nuts over. We sold a lot of them, so I want to just show those to you and give you a little bit of a closer view on them. So when we go to a show, we sew everything down to like a little banner with some quilted lines on it. It's pretty simple quilting, but we do this just so it's a little bit easier to hang in the booth. So here are the little projects from our brand new book, Limoncello. And this is what our brand new book looks like. You can see the table runner. I'm going to show that to you in a second, but let's just show you these little projects. So obviously you have two different towel designs, one that says Lemon Fresh and one that says Homemade Limoncello. And this lemon design is a little bit bigger than the one on the table runner. You also have a beautiful napkin. I love the scroll design on the napkin. It's got a beautiful little run stitch going around it, and it's just so elegant. It would look beautiful on any table. And of course, you don't have to put it on a white napkin. You could put it on a burgundy napkin with, gold thread. It would just go with any table setting, I would think. Then we have two coasters. We have one with what I call a tile design, and then one with a little grouping of the lemons. And then I have a trivet, so if you put something hot on your table, you can place that on underneath it to keep it from getting your table hot. Now here is the table runner itself. And the table runner is quite long, so this is the center of it with those gorgeous lemon designs. I digitized this design like 2 years ago, and I held it back because I needed something special for it. And I just kept pondering and pondering. So this is where I ended up using it, of course. And then you have a block that's over here that looks like that with the smaller lemons and the like trivet design in the center. And then it's the same on the other side. And by the way, these blocks are 18 inches or 18 and a half inches. They would make great pillows too. So anyway, when you stitch this out, you would stitch 2 lemons together, and then you would turn the fabric and stitch the other 2 lemons. The placement on this project is very easy. It's not as difficult as it looks. And of course, you have all the beautiful little quilting designs in there. You've got like a little scroll design here, some scrolls on the side, some little scrolls around the lemon. You want me to zoom in? Okay, Mark's telling me zoom in. We can't see. There we go. So you can see you have scroll designs around the lemons, and then these beautiful little damask designs where the seams are, and then you have little designs along the side, and You even have like a little cornerstone ribbon design down here. So, you know, this was a lot of embroidery. So I also stitched out, but you know, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But I also stitched one out where it was just a square, and I just bound the square. And, you know, I have a round table, so this is like 18 inches square. So this would look really nice in the center of my round table. Or I'm still thinking about making it into some pillows because it would look really pretty in my living room as well. So this was all Italian inspired, and it's in our new book, Limoncello. Beautiful, beautiful book. We got table of contents. And that's about the one thing I don't do, but we have beautiful diagrams that you can flip through, step-by-step instructions. And, you know, if I can't see something when I test print everything, and if I can't see the stitchings, I go back into another program, art program, and I create the stitching over top and make it so that you can see it. So sometimes the colors change because yellow showed up real well on this blue screen, and I just on the blue background, and I just want you to be able to really see the instructions. So that's that. Then the other tabletop, or the other table set that people, this is the one that was just like a magnet sucking people in. Well, not drawing people in, I should say. But this is called the Candy Cane Holiday Set. It came out a few years ago, so I was really surprised that so many people were looking at it. But you have 2 mug rugs with this set, an adult mug rug and one for the kids. If you know anything about me, you know that I love dogs. I am a dog person. And so here is the adult placemat with the candy canes going down the side and the napkin in the center, and you even have a little napkin ring design. Now, the quilting here, this is not edge-to-edge quilting. This is what I call rubber stamp quilting. You get a little paper template with a crosshair. You lay the template down. You say, yes, that's where I want to stitch it. Find the needle in the center, and then you just stitch it, move the paper, move the paper. So this is 6 little quilting designs in this placemat. Can they see? Zoom in? Mark's telling me to zoom in because I can't really, my monitor doesn't really show any quilting either way. So, but he's telling me. So you can see the little quilting, and this is a holly leaf and everything. Then I got some feedback where some of the customers said, hey, when you do a table set, you need to do one for the kids. So this is a little puppy dreaming of the cookies, the little bones that he's going to get on Christmas Day in his stocking. And again, the quilting design, again, is rubber stamped. But on this quilting design, can they see that okay? Okay, on this quilting design, you have a tennis ball and a holly leaf and a little bone. So it's a different quilting design. And then plus you have this design. Also, in the pattern, just for the fun, I put this little design in for a onesie. And is it circular? I'm trying to remember. Circular design. And it says, do you remember what it said? It's like, I really am sleeping, Santa. I'm asleep now, Santa, or something like that. Mark's pulling the pattern. Is it on the back? It was just kind of a little bonus design. Oh, here it is. Okay. So let me take it out because you're not going to be able to see that plasticky stuff. So you can see the little dog. It says, I'm asleep now, Santa. Okay, and then last of all, you have what I call a casserole pad. This would be a pad that you would put a 9x13 casserole pad in the middle, and it would be beautifully surrounded by holly leaves and candy canes. Honestly, in my family, I would probably put a piece of vinyl down over it and then my casserole pad because we're all messy in my family. But if you have a neat family, that would be really pretty to put a 9x13 casserole pan and your salad in there, like a real pretty white one or a ceramic one. It could look really sharp on your table. So that's a candy cane holiday set. And then when people were checking out, they were oohing and awing over the sunflower set, and adding that to their cart. So again, you have two coasters. You got the bumblebee and you have the sunflower, different little sunflower. And then you have a sunflower napkin that's been embroidered. You have, your border for your table runner, or for your placemat topper. There are two bees, and this actually is. I'm trying to look. This is actually an edge to edge design, but I kind of walk you through it in this pattern. But what I also did was I gave you a little tiny bee, so that if you had a hole or something and you wanted to fill in with a little bee, like up here, or maybe right up here, you could do that with that little bee, little filler design. And then so we don't have a kid placemat on this one, but I do have the queen bee. That would be me in my house. And then this, I absolutely love this. This would be the casserole pad. There is your 9 by 13 inch space for your salad or your cake. And then it's surrounded by this beautiful, beautiful border. You got your bees, you got these big, huge sunflower leaves, and you've got like this beautiful sunflower. So those are the 3 table toppers. So let's go back and I'll tell you some other things that were popular. So our Arts and Letters pouches, right over here, it says, we spelled out Amelie on the pouch with the different logo letters. Our Arts and Letter pouch was our number 3 seller. People just love them. And I was happy because that's one of our new products. But then the other 2 that they were really interested in as well were our Notion organizers and our Classy Zipper pouches, which have been out for a while. So let me show those to you close up. All right, so let's talk about our new one, the Arts and Letters pouch. This is you have, first of all, 2 monograms. You have the floral one, and you have a Celtic one. They are all lined. They have batting in them for fluffiness, but they are all lined. There are no raw edges anywhere in this pouch. The seam is actually at the very bottom, so that's how it's sealed up. And what we have done is you have 2 hoopings with this. There is the front side that you would stitch out, and it just kind of looks like that. And then you have the back part that you would stitch out. And since you have to sew and make a gusset anyway, I thought, it's just so quick to just sew the tabs, the little zipper tabs on, put your zipper on one side, and then do your lining, sew up the seam, and do your gussets. It takes maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the max to assemble the purse when you're finished. And of course, you have great instructions. And so here we have some examples. There's the M from the Celtic, the E from the floral. And again, they have the beautiful little outline stitch going around them. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. It has a beautiful, beautiful lettering. Here's the L. Yeah, I'm getting caught. Here is the I and the E. So we spelled out Amelie, made a bunch of them. And then the other ones, let's talk about the Notion organizers and the Classy Zippers. So the Notion organizers, I'll just keep it up. So for each one, you have a small and you have a large. So you have large, and this is like a bonus design. So I did this little bonus design with that King Star metallic thread. And then here it is with the scissors. I absolutely love my scissors. You have a ruler, which is to scale. So you can use that ruler to measure something. You have your thread. You have your little marking pencils. And you have a little rotary cutter. Now, we sew all this stuff down again so it doesn't go, so it just kind of keeps it all together. But I do want to show you one thing about this, because people ask me, are they lined? Well, the back is lined, but the front is not. Okay, that was just, this is 100% in the hoop. So the back is lined, the front is not. And if you want to do a zigzag edge on like that back seam, you would do that with your sewing machine. That's, I tried doing a zigzag edge with in the digitizing, and I've done it a couple times, but it's never right. If your fabric, if you don't put it in exactly in the same spot, if it pulls in a unique way, it's always off. So it's just better, some things are just better done with your sewing machine. And the Notion organizers are $20 for the set. Now the classy zipper pouch, you get a small one and a large one. And so here we have one that's a butterfly, the small butterfly, the large butterfly, the small flower, the large little dogwood flower. That's one of my favorites. The buttons with the scallop and the large, and then the Jacobine flowers with the small and large. Now, I want to show you the difference on these, okay? This one's $25. It is fully lined. So you have the front is lined, you have the back is lined. There is this one seam here. I tried to, I did do the zigzag on it, so it kind of covers it a little bit, but it won't be 100% perfect, all because of fabric and placement and all that stuff. But all that is in this pouch and these zipper pouches. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, well, surprise, surprise. Our number 1 and number 2 sellers were our edge-to-edge quilting on your embroidery machine book, and our new Edge-to-Edge Pro. I've got one right here. New Edge-to-Edge Pro book. Both of these were Edge-to-Edge. The Pro was number 1 and Edge-to-Edge was number 2. I'm not surprised. Anyway, so if you, I did teach a class in Edge-to-Edge quilting, and it filled up really, really quickly. And I'm hoping to do some self-paced videos this year for the Pro and for the Edge-to-Edge. It's just like we are, it's Mark and I and one part-time person, so it's really hard sometimes for us to do all this work that has to be done. Anyway, so edge-to-edge quilting is like you're quilting like a long armor on your embroidery machine. So the quilt that's right here, I use a daisy pattern from our book, and you can see, I flipped it over so you could see the quilting on the back because I think it shows pretty well. And you can see this one design, it's all connected, it goes all the way across the quilt. It is super, super easy to do, and the dime magnetic hoop takes away the pain of having to rehoop with a standard hoop. By the way, if you want to purchase a dime hoop with that coupon code, you can do that as well till May 15th. Take 15% off. Anyway, so that is the edge-to-edge, and if you've never done edge-to-edge before, you need to understand the edge-to-edge technique before you go into the Pro book, because the Pro book builds upon the technique you learned in edge-to-edge. Now, the Pro book, we're really excited about this. The Pro book allows you to resize designs to any size, and with a simple worksheet you can keep all the edge to edge in the center of the quilt so that the full edge to edge design stops at the border, and you don't have any designs cut off or anything like that. They just stop at the border. Now, I used to be a 5th grade teacher, and what I did was I developed a simple 5th grade worksheet to help you do this. It's color-coded, and if you can do 5th grade math, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, and Lord knows I use a calculator because I don't do all this in my head. If you can do that and just put little numbers and color boxes, then you can do the resizing. Now, some of you might think, well, the resizing, how hard is it? You have to just measure across. Well, you have to consider in spacing between the designs, and it's a little bit more complicated than just counting designs across a quilt. But I have had people actually contact me on our website and say that they really appreciated the worksheet. The worksheet made it really, really simple. The other thing I've done in the book is I have licensed to you the files in my native format. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard of formats like PES, VP3, EXP, JEF. Those are your machine formatted designs, okay? And when you resize something like that, they tell you only resize about 10%, because if you resize more, what's going to happen is your stitches get longer, or if you shrink it down, your stitches get smaller. So they say just try to keep it within the 10% so that you don't notice that difference. But digitizers have a secret file format, and this allows us to save an editable copy of the design so that if I want to change it later on, I can. So this format for the Pro book is called C2S, and that's my native format. And that now your machine won't read the C2S format, but the book also includes a very simple piece of software called Embroidery Toolshed. It's included in the book. By the way, the book is $45. It's included in the book. The software retails for it, the value of it is $199, but you get it for free in the book. And what that allows you to do is take that my native file format into that book, and you can resize it to any size you want. So let me just show you here for a second. Let me move this. Do you see this little sunflower right over here? I can take that design as a C2S file. I can put it into the embroidery tool shed. I can enlarge it to 8 inches, and it stitches out with a beautiful, perfect stitch. None of these long stitches. It just stitches up beautifully. There is a mitten design in there that is about probably 6 inches, and I took it and I made it itty bitty. So you can go both ways. Anyway, that is what's so exciting about the book, and what we are doing too, because so many people have invested so much in our edge-to-edge files, all these designs. We have over 200 designs, by the way. We're going back and adding the C2S file format to those packs. So when you download your designs, when we say, hey, pack 5 has the C2S file formats in there, all you have to do is just download them again, and you will see that file format. Of course, once you have done all your resizing and everything in the tool shed, in embroidery tool shed, you just have to go file, save as, and you save it as your VP3 or your PES or your JEF or whatever file format you were using. And the embroidery tool shed, I know some people, when I talk about software, they're going, software, but I have a link in the book. Do you know where the link, what page it's on? Off the top of your head?
It's in several places in the book.
Okay, we have it in several places in the book. You just go to that link, and there is a video where I show you how to use Toolshed. It's a free program, so trust me, there's not a lot of bells and whistles. You just get a few things that you can do with that. One of them is resizing, one of them is printing a template, and one of them is saving the file to your machine format, okay? And also, if you go to, and not only is there a video link, there's also, we did some screenshots to show you step by step as you're doing it what your screen should look like. Okay, so let me show you these projects a little bit closer. I want to show you one or two things real close, so let me show you that real quick. I'm just going to talk about the Pro because the Pro has the edge-to-edge in the center and the Pro has the borders around. So when I want to show you this, so this is what I want to show you. If you're doing the Pro, let me zoom in. You can see my design connected. Where did it connect? Jeepers, I can't even find it. I'm sorry, I can't find my connection point. I'm really, really good at this. It's somewhere in here. But this is where it ends. Do you see that? It stopped right at the border. And here, it stops right at the border. And here, The edge stops right at the border. The rest of it's just edge to edge connected like you normally do. One design, it's got a little meander with a little bee. I only put one bee in the design. Initially, I had a bunch of bees in there, and it started getting too creepy, too buggy for me because I had a bee, and then the whole quilt started looking like it had bees all over it. And I love bees, they're cute, but I don't want 1,000 on my quilt. Okay, and so then these are some of the border designs. We have just like a little simple leaf here, and then we have that beautiful little cornerstone sunflower. And all the border designs, there's a worksheet for the borders too that allow you, so maybe you don't want a 3-inch border, maybe you want a 6-inch border where you can resize that as well. And then here is the another one of the designs. This is we call this the bubbles, I believe. I'm terrible about nicknaming things, so I have one name and then Mark names it another name, and sometimes I call it the nickname. But anyway, here you go. You have this bubble design. It stops right here at the corner or at the edge of the border, and then we have beautiful little border designs going down there and a pretty little cornerstone design. And again, these designs, if you want this border 6 inches, 5 inches, 2 inches, you can resize everything the way you want it to be. Good stuff. I have 2 more items I want to show you. One is my Frame-Its. Now this product has been out for a few years, but I have my Scarecrow by the register. Here he is. Everybody who checked out just loved him, and they wanted to know more about him, like where is this product, and we sold a lot of these. This goes in a 6-inch by 6-inch scalloped frame from Akfeld Manufacturing. They come in silver, copper, and this is a charcoal one. So I'll show those to you, the whole set, in a minute. And the number 4 best-selling product was, believe it or not, our Build-A-Quilt book, and that has been out for a while too. That's what this looks like. We put this out in 2017. And when people see this quilt, they just go gaga. So I want to show both of those projects to you, and then we'll be wrapping it up. Okay, so let's start with the seasonal Frame-Its. Here's a little chickadee. He would be great for the winter time. Anybody who knows me knows I love the birds. And here is a bluebird with dogwoods and a little tree house. Here is a bumblebee with a sunflower and in a little frame for maybe summer. And of course, there is that little guy, the sunflower. Going back, one thing I want to tell you, the chickadee does have quilting around it, kind of like the bluebird does. There wasn't really much room for quilting here or on this little guy, but the chickadee does have quilting, even though mine does not show it. First version. Okay, then on the Build-A-Quilt books, let me just show you. Not only you don't have to make a big quilt, you can always make a little wall hanging. Like here, I just took 12 of the little blocks and I put them all together and made a little wall hanging. And this looks like these might be the 7-inch blocks. They come in 6, 7, and 8-inch blocks, all the designs. Yes, this is definitely not the 8-inch. And then here is another little wall hanging. It says sew, and it's got the thread and the button and the made with love at the bottom. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see that. There is a meander that that goes around it. Now these blocks are all done in the hoop. You do all your applique and everything in the hoop, and then you flip it over and you do the quilting on the back, or the quilting goes around. You put your backing on, spray baste it down, and then it quilts around it. Same goes with all of them. All right, so like this would be the pearl stitching, would stitch up first, and then this would be considered the quilting, the single strand of thread. So let me show you just real quick how easy this is to put together. And there is a video in the book, a link to a video. So let's say there's also a rain quilt. So let's say I've joined the rain quilt to the rain umbrellas, and I want to add another square now. So what I have done is I sew a 1-inch strip by however big the block is. So this is an 8-inch block. So I sew 1 inch by 8 inch to the front and to the back. And then I press the back outward. Then I take the next block that I want to sew it to, which would be my butterfly. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to pick this up and put it on the edge. And I'm going to simulate stitching with a few pins. I forgot to bring over with me, but let's say we're going to sew a 1/4-inch seam down this line, down here. So I'm just going to simulate it again with some sewing pins. I think I should probably get one more pin. This one's so crooked. Okay, so there is my seam that I've just sewed with my sewing machine. Then I flip it out, and the two pieces butt up together. And then what I do is I fold this in a little scant little 1/4 inch, not even a 1/4 inch. It's a little bit more than an 1/8, and just enough to fold over. And then I stitch down the edge like I did here. Stitch down both edges here. And that is how you assemble the Build-A-Quilt. You can make table runners, placemats, wall hangings, tote bags, quilts, and we did all that in the book to give you an example of everything. So that, my friends, is our recap. Again, if you see something that you wanted to purchase, you can go to our website. The code is RECAP23 for a 15% discount, and that is good through May 15th. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.